Welcome to the Martha Bassett Show, coming to you from the historic Reeves Theater in Elkin, North Carolina, a home for music in the heart of the foothills. The Martha Bassett Show features national artists, local talent, and the music of Martha Bassett. Tonight on the show, we welcome Megg Farrell, the New Macedon Rangers, and Ben Singer and Modern Robot. It's a great night with some of the finest Americana music you'll hear anywhere. Now, let's have a big fan for Martha and the band, performing the 1955 hit from Nat King Cole, Straighten Up and Fly Right.
A buzzer took a monkey for a ride in the air. The monkey thought that everything was on the square. The buzzer tried to throw the monkey off of his back, but the monkey grabbed his neck and said, "Hey, listen, Jack, straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and stay right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. What's the use in jiving? Ain't no use in diving. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top." The buzzer told the monkey, "You are choking me. Release your hold and I will set you free." The monkey looked the buzzard right dead in the eye and said, "Your story is so touching, but it sounds just like a lie. So straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and stay right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top." Release your hold and I will set you free. The monkey looked the buzzard right dead in the eye and said, "Your story is so touching, but it sounds just like a lie. So straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and stay right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top." Thank you so much for being here with us tonight for our season 4 finale. I cannot believe we've been doing this for 4 years. What a joy. And will you please put your hands together for this lovely band that just left me alone on the stage here? We're very excited to have Chris Gelb with us, joining us tonight on drums, and you'll hear him a little later with Megg Farrell. So our first guests tonight have come to us from Floyd, Virginia. This husband and wife duo of Andrew Small and Ashlee Watkins has received top honors in such iconic competitions as this year's annual Merlefest Chris Austin Songwriting Contest in the bluegrass category. That's right. And the Galax Old Fiddlers Convention Old Time Band Contest. Big deal. Beloved by audiences from the mountains of Southwest Virginia to the bushlands of Australia, the New Macedon Rangers have established themselves as preeminent performers and songwriters who showcase their own compelling brand of hard-hitting, old-time country music. This is their first time on the Martha Bassett Show. Will you please welcome the New Macedon Rangers? red mountain wine.
Thanks, you guys. Yeah. So will you tell us where you're from, each of you? Andrew, where are you from?
Well, I'm originally from Elizabeth City, North Carolina, the far northeastern corner of the state. Yep, and I grew up in Greenville.
Very good. And Ashlee?
I'm from Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia.
I wanted you guys to hear her delightful accent. So how did the two of you meet?
Well, I met a friend at Fiddle Camp back in 2012 who was living in Australia. He was from New Zealand, and he said, "You know what? We should start a band together." He's like, he was a fiddle player and I was playing the bass, and he said, "I know this great guitar player and singer in Australia, and we could like book a tour. If we just make a recording, we could book a tour down there and bring you down." And we'd made a recording, and anyway, that guitar player turned out to be Ash's brother. And so I started a band playing with him and coming to Australia somewhat regularly, and eventually I got to know Ash after a few trips. And then she started coming up here to hang out in North Carolina, and I started dragging her to fiddlers conventions, and well, one thing led to another. So.
Beautiful. How long have you been married?
How long have we been married? It all blends together.
2.5 years, I
reckon.
guess
it's 2.5 years.
Yeah.
We technically we got married, we sort of eloped, and then we had our wedding with our family and friends. And all that, so did what we had to do.
That's
so
wonderful.
Yeah, we've kind of got 2 dates, so it makes it blurry.
I understand. Well, so this has been a big year for you. You won the Chris Austin Songwriting Contest and Galax in the same year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, both of those it's a big deal. I mean, I just submitted that song to Merlefest. I submitted one last year too, and nothing came of it. And then this year, I was just so honored to hear back from them that, we got invited to come as a finalist. And then Galax is that was a life goal, to win the old time band contest there. But I didn't really think I thought we were going to win a ribbon this year, because we had a good band, but that we were blown away to come away with first place. But I'm really proud that we won it in an old-time band contest and then won an award in a bluegrass songwriting contest, because we like to be representatives for, we don't like to have hard lines between our old-time and bluegrass. We like the bluegrass music that leans into the old-time and vice versa. So
I hear that in your music.
Yeah,
and your singing. That's wonderful.
Well, thank you.
And you folks might recognize Andrew. He was on the show last season, is that correct? With Bill and the Bells as their bass player. So, multi-instrumentalist.
Yeah. Good to see you again.
So your next song, is this going to be your Merlefest?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one.
Tell us about it.
Well, it's called Yesterday's Blues, and actually, it has a connection to Elkin, because I come down here every Monday. I take Joe Thrift's violin making class, and so having an hour-and-a-half commute each way on Mondays, I have time to listen to podcasts and that kind of thing. So I've been writing songs for years, but I've never thought about myself as a songwriter. I'm a musician who dabbles in songwriting. And then I was listening to these songwriter podcasts, and I got inspired, and I listened to this interview with Jeff Tweedy, and he wrote a book called How to Write One Song. So I ordered that book, I got halfway through it, and I wrote a song.
It worked.
Yeah, and it worked, I guess. But it was on my drive, and I came up with most, like the hook and the chorus of the song in the car between here and Floyd. It was on those drives. So that song actually has a direct connection to this area.
So how did you write it down?
Well, I do a lot of voice memos on my phone, and I don't ever put a title on them. I just record stuff. So I've got hundreds of voice memos that I have no idea what's on there. I need to go back and have an organization day and just like label everything. But this song came from a lot of me just singing stuff and saying stuff in the car, and coming home and kind of working it out, putting it down with music. And I don't know, when a song really works, I haven't written that many that really work. I start a lot of songs. I don't finish that many.
I'm the same way.
You know, but this one, something happened with the phrasing and the melody. When I kind of landed on that phrasing and that melody, it just fell into place. I was like, that's it. That's the song. And
Well, please share it with us.
all right. Well, here it is then. It's a bluegrass song. It's in the key of B flat. And it's called Yesterday's Blues. When you left me alone and said we were through, I could never face it. I prayed it weren't true. So I set out looking for anything to do, but no drop to drown away my yesterday's blues. Running from yesterday's blues to ease my troubled mind and find something new. What I found along the way was a new kind of truth. I was only running from yesterday's blues. Myself, I thought I'd change my look. I tried to be so handsome, emptied my pocketbook. Even in my fancy jacket and a brand new pair of shoes, I was still walking backward, facing yesterday's blues. Running from yesterday's blues to ease my troubled mind and find something new. What I found along the way was a new kind of truth. I was only running from yesterday's blues. I found myself a new sweetheart, and every time we'd meet, I'd dress up in my new clothes, buy her every kind of treat. But sitting there right next to her, I'd still think of you. And I just can't go on feeling yesterday's blues. Running from yesterday's blues to ease my troubled mind and find something new. What I found along the way was a new kind of truth. I was only running from yesterday's blues. Yes, I was only running, Lord, Lord, from yesterday's blues. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
We're going to invite the house band up to join us on this next one. We're going to sing you another original song that Andrew wrote. And he wrote it in a kind of honky-tonk style. And, yeah.
I can tell. So, like I said, Ash is from Australia. You got that part now. But we've spent more than our fair share of time in airports and on airplanes and going through immigration and customs and that sort of thing. So I will say, all of that has a happy ending. We live here. She's a permanent resident. We got all that stuff sorted out. But we had some experiences, and one in particular that was quite just a rough time in that Los Angeles airport.
It took my shoelaces.
It took her shoelaces.
All right.
14 hours. She was in detention for 14 hours, and they put her on a plane, and she went back to Australia. And I went with her too. So we worked it all. We worked it out. But it was enough to make. It was an emotional, heavy time there, you know. So anyway, and what all that made me want is just like, how can we, like, our lives are divided between two places here. How can we fix this and just make one life out of two? And so that's this song here. It's called One Life Out of Two. They're trying to keep us apart, and it's breaking my heart. The days have grown so long. The nights are colder, amusements are old. The law has done us wrong. I've been passing my time just as fast as I can, but the hourglass looks like you. It sure don't make it easy for us to have one life out of two. One life out of two, one home for me and you, one love to share through all the years, one life out of two. Was a crime when you exceeded your time and took the laces from your shoes. But they can't keep me, they can't stop me from going home with you. Imaginary lines are wasting all of our time. We've got better things to do. There's a better place than a closed off land to make one life out of two. One life out of two, one home. All the years, one life out of two.
New Macedon Rangers.
We are proud to have Atrium Health, Wake Forest Baptist, as the exclusive healthcare sponsor of the Martha Bassett Show. Through every stage and at every age, Atrium Health, Wake Forest Baptist is here for you and your family, supporting life, health, and well-being. With more than 300 primary care and specialty locations throughout the region, and a world-class team providing comprehensive care in cancer, orthopedics, cardiovascular health, and more, they're here to serve you. Atrium Health, Wake Forest Baptist. Care for life. Now, let's get back to our Season 4 finale with Martha Bassett.
Well, Russell Kelly and I have been sharing a bossa nova with you on almost every show this season and a few last season too. And we've been saving this one for the finale. Aguas de Marzo, or Waters of March, was written by Antonio Carlos Jobim in 1972 and was inspired by the heavy rains and strong winds that caused flooding in Rio de Janeiro in the month of March primarily. The lyrics and music have a constant downward progression, much like the rainwater flowing through the gutters and picking up sticks and stones and pieces of glass. This is Águas de Março.
É pau, é pedra, é o fim do caminho. É resto de toco, é pouco sozinho. É caco de vida, é a vida, é a sol, é a noite, é a morte, é laço, é anzol. É peroba do campo, é o nó da madeira. Caenga, candeira, ou metida pereira. É madeira de vento, tambo da ribanceira. É o mistério profundo, é eu quero, não quero. É o vento ventando, é o fim da ladeira. É a viga, é a vão, fechada com minheira. É a chuva chovendo, é conversa ribeira das águas de março. É o fim da canseira, é o pé, é o chão, é o marcha estradeira. Passarinho na mão, pedra de tiradeira. Uma ave no céu, uma ave no chão. É regato e uma fonte, é pedaço de pão. É o fundo do poço, é o fim do caminho. No rosto desgosto, é pouco sozinho. É strap, é prego e uma ponta, é ponto. É pingo pingando e uma conta, é conto. É peixe, é gesto e prato brilhando. É a luz da manhã, é o tijolo chegando. É a lenha, é o dia, é o fim da picada. É garrafa de cana, ou estelhaço na estrada. É o projeto da casa, é o corpo no cama. É o carro enguiçado, é a lama, é a lama. É passo e uma ponta, é sapo e uma rã. É resto de mata na luz da manhã. São as águas de março fechando o verão. É promessa de vida no teu coração. É pau, é pedra, é o fim do caminho. É resto de toco, é pouco sozinho. E uma cobra, é pau, é João, é José. É espinho na mão, é corte no pé. São as águas de março fechando o verão. É promessa de vida no teu coração. É pau, é pedra, é o fim do caminho. É resto de toco, é pouco sozinho. E uma paz e uma ponte, é sapo e uma rã. É belo horizonte, uma febre terçã. São as águas de março fechando o verão. É promessa de vida no teu coração. É pão, é pedra, é o fim do caminho. É resto de toco, é pouco sozinho. Pão, pedra, fim do caminho. Resto de toco, pouco sozinho. Pedra, caminho, toco, sozinho. Pedra, caminho, toco.
Thank you very much. Russell Kelly on guitar. Ben Singer comes to us from Greensboro, North Carolina, where he performs as a singer-songwriter, joins musicians on guitar and piano. He films and edits music videos and documentaries. He writes music software. Those of you who have been following my band or the show for any length of time will recognize him as the former keyboard player in my band and as the lead videographer on this show. So it's nice to have him on the stage instead of on the other side of the camera. To a more international audience, Ben is known as Modern Robot. In his Modern Robot shows, he performs accompaniments to films, sometimes odd instructional and industrial films, those are my favorites, campy B-movies, flight and space footage, and a wide range of silent films. Modern Robot has received rave reviews from fringe festivals in New York, Orlando, and Edinburgh. This is his second performance on The Martha Bassett Show. Actually, that's not true. It's the third because you came as the drummer for Maddie Sheets.
Oh, you're right.
So, third time on the show. Will you please welcome back my multi-talented friend, Mr. Ben Singer.
Thank you. Now, if anyone's expecting a movie, that will happen a little later. Can you pretend tonight that you want me? Turn down the light, let down your hair. Can you pretend tonight? Can you hold me close and tight? And tomorrow I'll pretend I didn't care. I'll pretend I didn't see you walk alone. I'll pretend I didn't see you with your phone. Can you pretend tonight? Can you hold me close and tight? And tomorrow I'll pretend I didn't care. I'll pretend I didn't see you walk alone. I'll pretend I didn't see you with your phone. Can you pretend tonight? Can you tell me it's alright? And tomorrow I'll pretend I didn't care. And tomorrow I'll pretend I didn't care.
Ben Singer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's hard tonight to walk back home, to walk these empty streets. It's hard tonight to pull myself into these empty sheets. I know that neither one of us will lose control tonight. But what are we afraid
It's hard tonight to pull myself into these empty sheets. No, I can be alone tonight. I bet tomorrow too. And I can wait for love to come and heal my heart of you. It's hard tonight to walk back home, to walk these empty streets. It's hard tonight to pull myself into these empty sheets. It's hard tonight to walk back home, to walk these empty streets. It's hard tonight to pull myself into these empty streets.
Ben Singer.
Thank you, Martha.
You are quite welcome. Deshaun Hickman on the pedal steel.
The Bassett Show is supported in part by Explore Elkin, your one-stop travel source for the Yadkin Valley and beyond. If you're looking for hometown charm, historic landmarks, Main Street shopping, and fine dining, come stay a while in downtown Elkin. Elkin is a small town with a big community. So whether it's downtown events, music, hiking, or just paddling the Blue Water Trail, let Explore Elkin help you find your trail. Learn more on Facebook or at Explore Elkin. Support for the Martha Bassett Show also comes from these fine downtown Elkin businesses: the Elk Pharmacy, Yoga on Main, Coley Hall at the Liberty, Angry Troll Brewing, Yadkin Valley Quilts, The Wisdom Table, and Fruition. Now let's get back to the show with Martha Bassett.
Megg Farrell grew up in New York City, immersed in the indie rock scene in the early 2000s. After studying jazz in Paris, she returned to New York and honed her sound in clubs under the name Sweet Meg. Now she's based in Nashville and is focused on writing music, which is heavily influenced by her love of classic country, early rock and roll, and the folk singers of New York City. Making her debut performance on The Martha Bassett Show, please welcome Megg Farrell.
I'm going to get started with an old song that I learned from Dolly Parton and that trio record she did with Linda Ronstadt and Emmylou Harris, right? It's a good song. Just want to make sure I don't. There we go. You guys want to come in on the floor?
Megg Farrell. Thank you, Megg.
Absolutely.
So I just met Megg for the first time a couple weeks ago last month at Merle Fest. But she is friends with my friend Justin Poindexter, whom most of you know. He's been on our show twice. And so it's such a small world.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like, I don't know, that's one thing I love about being in music and the early jazz. I do early jazz, as I did for many years. And I've traveled all over the country and also in Europe a bit. And like, if you play a niche style of old music, you immediately have friends in like every single city. And I love it, because like everywhere I go, I'm like, oh, you guys play gypsy jazz? I do too. Oh, you know that person? Oh, you know that person? I'm like, oh, okay, and I can stay on your couch? Okay, great. It's like every single city you travel to, as long as it's some weird, specific old music, you're gonna make friends.
So are you from a musical family?
Sort of like an artistic family. My parents are both actors. My dad is a bit of a musician. He was like a songwriter, kind of in that Bob Dylan era up in upstate New York for a while, and then he moved down to New York, was more in the acting and comedy world. And my mom is just straight comedy and acting. My grandmother on my dad's side was a piano player and clarinet player. So it was like the art throughout the family. Definitely, we're Irish family, so we're a lot of just hanging out and singing songs in the family. That's kind of how I grew up a little bit.
Well, that sounds perfect. Yeah. How old were you when you started performing?
I was around 16. I was convinced that I couldn't sing, and my dad was convinced I could, and we would fight about it, and I'd be like, I'm not gonna join choir, I'm a terrible singer, and I'm not gonna act. It was like my form of rebellion was to be into politics and sports instead of being into the arts. But I eventually started writing songs around 16. I started playing ukulele as a joke, kind of. I don't know what, my cousin thought it would be funny, and I was like, dude, what if I just got really good at ukulele? So I started doing that, and I found a band in New York City called Sonic Uke, and these two wacky guys who would wear like feather boas and do these crazy cover songs. And so I messaged them, I'm like, hey, when's your next show? Like, I live in Jersey, I would love to just come out. And they're like, do you want to open for us? And I was like, oh, okay. And so I just like basically wrote songs and performed like that week at this place, Otto's Shrunken Head, and then I got in this whole ukulele world because of it. And that's so I just all of a sudden just kind of fell into performing in this like songwriter ukulele world.
Wow, that's great. That's great. Well, how did you end up in Paris?
Because of the ukulele world, there was like these forums online that I didn't really know about at the time, but there were all these videos being put up of this show that I would do on Saturdays or Tuesdays or something in the city. And I got these fans in France, and I was like in high school, and I was like, that's so cool. So I like reached out to them, and we just became buddies. And then I really wanted to visit them, so I saved up my money from working at Ben & Jerry's and went out to France. Mm-hmm. And I immediately like fell in love with France, fell in love with a French person, and just like wanted to go all the time. And so I started going once a year and playing gigs out there. And then I was like, I want to move to France. And I wanted to move to Lyon, but I was in college and I needed credit. And I was able to go to a jazz school in Paris and get credit at my school. So I was like, okay, that's halfway there. I'll go to this jazz school. And that's kind of how I fell into jazz, because I was like, that'll be good for songwriting. Jazz is better than classical theory, and that's what I'd been studying. So then I moved to Paris and started doing jazz, and then next thing you know, I'm like doing jazz for a living, and then so
there goes a decade.
Yeah, basically.
Well, I love listening to Sweet Megg too. A whole different person, sort of.
Completely different person.
Well, what would you like to do next?
I'm going to do an original one, an old one of mine. One of the things that's nice about being here and doing Megg Farrell, which is my actual name, is, I started in music for songwriting and to share and to write and to get into stuff, and I don't really get to do it that much anymore. I'm mainly known for like 1920s jazz, which is fun, and I love it, but this is my home. So I thought it'd be great to start with an old song of mine. This is, it's called If I Were a Woman. And it's a song I wrote, it was, I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7 years ago, but it was what got me writing again, because I stopped writing. I was completely full-time jazz and just playing jazz gigs every night of the week and kind of losing my mind a little bit, because, I was very, very frustrated. I was kind of only working with men, because that's kind of the jazz world in a way, is female band leaders and men. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. And I was starting to lose my mind a little bit, because I kind of felt like the perpetual little sister, at least the way I was being treated. You know, like, I've studied jazz, I know what I'm doing, I feel confident, but I don't feel like I'm getting the respect I need. I don't feel like I'm making the music I want to make, because people aren't taking me seriously. And it felt a little bit frustrating, like there was no way out. And then this song kind of came out of it, of the frustration. And it kind of inspired me. I liked it. It was the first song I'd written in a while that I actually liked and I felt was honest. And it kind of inspired me, like, you should be writing again. And since then, I've been slowly getting back to it. And as I said, this was 6 years ago, so I'm just really getting back to it now, performing it. But here it is, called If I Were a Woman. Let me just plug in my guitar.
Thank you.
I have to wait for the amp to warm up, I think. There we go. If I were a woman, I'd speak to you true about all the sinners and the men before you. And I am no false prophet, I can do wrong. And I stand so in love with a song. If I were a woman, I'd teach you to be calm. But others come before you and say no to the bomb. I'm a child and I've no right to say, not earned my time, I'm gone in a day. No, I've grown shallow, no, I've grown soft, and I weep and wallow in the waves of this loft. If I were a woman, I'd teach you to be brave. I'd fight for my sex and their race, and I'd find me a new name. If I could speak, I'd speak for something bold. My heart's grown weak, or so I've been told. If I had $1, would you listen to my words? Would you believe what I said about voices that I've heard? Would you be kind and teach me what to say? If you saw my mind, would you still want to stay? No, I've grown broken, and oh, I'm so cold. Shackles will release me, or so I've been told. And oh, I've grown stupid, and oh, I've grown weak, and all these things they teach me will allow me to speak. And oh, I've grown useless, and oh, I've grown numb, and I haven't grown anything sitting under your thumb. No, I've grown heavy. No, I've grown heavy. If I were a woman, I'd make love every day. I'd love only one person, and I'd throw the rest away. But I'm a child and I love everything, Come teach me words and listen when I sing. But your words, they can hurt me right where you stand. So why not just leave them and try to understand that I'm a child, I'm happy as I am blind. And I beg you now, please be kind.
Megg Farrell. There's some other female jazz singers in the room. That's who you heard from over here earlier. Karen and Diana, I know you're here.
All right, this one is off the new record I will put out very soon. I'm still figuring it out. We recorded it in 2020. It's not going to come out to 2022. It's just taken me a while, but I just put out a new jazz record under Sweet Megg, and I've been trying to figure out how to put out an Americana original record because it doesn't have anything to do with Sweet Megg. So I think I've figured out to put it out under Megg Farrell. So this is called Midnight Train, and we'll be on that record whenever it comes out. I'm alone now, no more than I ever was before. You're lying close now, I'm lying here naked on the floor. And no one calling me upstairs, no one tries, cause no one dares, cause there's no one here tonight. I'm all alone. So whisper close my door, say goodbye and say goodnight, cause I'm leaving town tomorrow. Nobody here, nobody left to fight. My jacket's on, and my boots are packed. I'm not trying to leave town, just trying to find my way back. Oh, I'm lying on mattress we bought way back, where you put on that good old Nilsson track. Night, cause I'm leaving town tomorrow. I don't you dare put up
How about that? We're only halfway through this season finale. We're having so much fun. So we're going to take an intermission. We're going to do things a little bit different. I just want to tell you how it's going to work. Because we're going to do the film to start.
Thank you, Ben. This is my regular one. Okay. Well, Ben, that was fabulous.
What was it like watching it?
It was amazing. It was amazing. And I've seen many of Ben's modern robot shows. He's done Night of the Living Dead and what are some of the... Faust was a big one. As well as the instructional videos. Those are particularly fun.
Those are a show all about washing machines.
Which doesn't sound as exciting as it is, but I know that Ben used to, when he first started doing this, it was mostly improvised music. Mm-hmm. And you've really taken it into a new art form.
Thank you. Well, an old art form.
An old art, you're right, you're right.
But yeah, a lot of people start doing this kind of thing, improv, and I just realized sometimes that can be amazing, sometimes it can get a little old, and I just wanted to have more of the effect, and more of the laughs, and more of the tragedies in some other movies. And it kind of just got into like, all right, well, what's going to take to make this just a killer movie? And it takes writing some music.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. So I'd like to talk to you a little bit so that these folks can get to know you better. Yeah. Ben has a very interesting life story. His parents had a really famous bluegrass band in Israel, like on TV famous.
Yeah, they were pretty regular, and I have actually a lot of recordings from them on the radio and the particular shows on TV, and they would travel around every weekend. It's pretty hilarious.
It is.
And then my dad, who I'm assuming is going to watch this a little bit later because of time zones, that was actually his guitar in that band. Like both my mom and my dad played that.
Oh, really?
So.
I was going to ask you. That's a beautiful Gibson that you're playing.
Yeah, it comes right from that.
Wow, wow. Well, Ben also studied euphonium at Eastman.
Yep.
So when I met him, he was pretty much playing keyboards only, and that's what he did in our band. And he's very good at that. And he kind of got tired of playing keys and went on to. You did some upright bass. You have done a lot of guitar and most recently drums.
Yeah, and it was a lot of it was also moving to North Carolina and. Being around a group of like singer-songwriters and just the traditions of North Carolina, I was like, all right, it's probably time to pick up a guitar. I had done it a little bit before that, but this was definitely the place that I'd started to take it seriously.
And I know that one of the things that you spend a lot of your time doing is creating apps. You want to tell us a little bit about that? Or is
sure.
that that's a big question, I know, because you're working on several.
Yeah, no, I'll give you the little skimming idea. So the company I worked for when I moved to Greensboro was Notion, and that's a music notation app that's pretty big out there. And then at this point, I'm just making apps for several different kinds of arts. Like I'm doing one for a bass player that's working on a new system of intonation. I'm working on a jazz ensemble that kind of re-improvises some of their work, and that's going to be used in a concert in Switzerland next week, actually. I don't know, it's very interesting for me to have the background in the music, not only like understanding it and listening to it, but just like aesthetically putting it together, and then having just the ideas and the designs to put it together into an app. And yeah, that's what I have ended up doing.
Well, we want to thank you for sharing your music with us tonight. Ben is a huge part of this show behind the scenes, and his aesthetic has a whole lot to do with what we look like to the world. So thank you for that, and thank you for being on the show tonight and sharing your art with us.
And thank you for letting me do this.
Ben Sanger.
We'd like to welcome Life Store Insurance as our most recently added sponsor. They have 8 locations with 1 located right here in downtown Elkin. Life Store Insurance, your North Carolina insurance specialist. You know you're gonna need them. When you come to visit us in beautiful downtown Elkin, make sure you stop by the shops at 150 East Market Street, where you'll find Dirty Joe's Coffee, the Smoothie Station, Gwynn Market Mercantile, and the Barkery, home of Melissa's all-natural pet treats. The shops at 150 East Market Street, where you're sure to find something for everyone. Now, let's get back to the show with the New Macedon Rangers.
All right, well, we really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. We're glad to be sitting out there in the front row. But we're going to play, this is the slowest song of our set this evening, of our 2 sets. It's a bit of an old country waltz that was recorded by Vernon Oxford, and then we learned it from a great bluegrass singer from California named Vern Williams, and it's called Field of Flowers. We met in a field of flowers. She put all the flowers to shame. The roses, the poppies, the violets, daisies will never again be the same. I recall those happy hours when she said that we never would part. The roses, the poppies, the violets, the daisies all watched as I gave her my heart. And then I went wandering, but I miss her more and more every day. While I was wandering, her heart was breaking and she was pining away. Now she lies in a field of flowers. Her face I will never more see. The roses, the poppies, the violets, the daisies have taken her love from me. And then I went wandering, but I miss her more and more every day. While I was wandering, her heart was breaking and she was pining away. Now she lies in a field of flowers. Her face I will never more see. The roses, the poppies, the violets, the daisies have taken her love from me. The roses, the poppies, the violets, the daisies have taken her love from me. Thank you very much. Field of Flowers.
Oh, that was a sad one. We're going to move right along to our last song, and another sad one. We learned this during the pandemic, and I guess I just learned it because you know, a lot of people were talking about hard times and everything, and this song just got stuck in my head, and it's a really great bluegrass song that was written by Roy McMillan, who lives up near Floyd in Fancy Gap, and he definitely wrote this in a bluegrass style, and you should go and check out his version. It's absolutely amazing. But we put more of an old-time spin on it, and we wrote our own verse for it as well. It was such a short song, so we added a verse to it, and it was inspired by the pandemic. But thank you so much for having us.
Tell them about our recording, too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Or I
You
can
tell them.
Okay. So this song and the last song, and maybe a few from the first set, definitely Yesterday's Blues, but we're gonna be recording them next month. We've never really made a real album yet, and we're gonna make our first album next month with some of our favorite musicians, and it's gonna be sort of a bluegrass band, you might call it, but seeing as some of those guys who are going to be playing with us are in the Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame, which we're pretty excited about. Some of our buddies from the Johnson Mountain Boys, if any of you guys are familiar with the Johnson Mountain Boys. Anybody familiar? Yeah? Okay, cool. Thank goodness. Yeah, and so we'll have some of those guys backing us up on some of this stuff. So if you like the music we're playing, you can follow us on Facebook right now, and you'll find us. We'll have a website going real soon. newmacedonrangers.com, and then we'll have an album in the next couple months, so we're really excited about that. Yeah, so thank you.
Well, thank you so much to Martha and the whole gang for having us. You've been a wonderful audience, and we're going to play one more song, and it's called Cold Wind.
Knocking on my door, hard times, hard times, hard times. What's that funny in my window? Cold wind, cold wind, cold wind. That cold wind's blowing, the hard times go. I ain't gonna worry no more. Hard times, hard times, hard times. What's that bunny in my window? Cold wind, cold wind, cold wind. Let cold winds blow and hard times go. I ain't gonna worry no more. Hard times, hard times, hard times. What's that bunny in my window? Cold wind, cold wind, cold wind. Let cold winds blow and the hard times go. I ain't gonna worry no more. Hard times, hard times, hard times. What's that bunny in my
New Macedon. The New Macedon Rangers will be back for our finale. Thank you, Ashlee and Andrew. Okay, I'd like to do a song from the great singer and celebrated songwriter Gretchen Peters. Ms. Peters was scheduled to be on this very show tonight, but like many artists, she needed to postpone her touring in general due to the pandemic. However, we are looking at dates next season, and I'm hopeful that she will be back with us soon. This is one of many beautiful songs from Gretchen Peters, and it's called Love That Makes a Cup of Tea. There is love that moves a mountain. There is love that beats a drum. There is love that fights for justice, knowing justice won't be done. There is love that goes to prison, love that goes to war. There is love that rows a lifeboat towards some shining golden shore. There is love that makes a cup of tea, asks you how you're doing, and listens quietly. Slipped you $20 when your rent's behind. That's the kind of love I hope you find. Shouts its name out loud, love that builds a wall, but love that stoops to conquer isn't really love at all. It's an echo in the darkness, it's a well that can't be filled, it's an endless hall of mirrors, and it only sees itself. But there is love that makes a cup of tea, love that loves both who you are and who you want to be, love that waits for you when you fall behind. That's the kind of love I hope you find. That's the kind of love I hope you find. Thank you.
The Reeves Theater and Cafe is your location for farm-to-table dining in the heart of the foothills. Chef Pat creates exciting new menus each week, and the Reeves Cafe works with over 15 local farms, making delicious soups, quiche, homemade bread, sandwiches, and more. The Reeves Theater has a vibrant music lineup with amazing national, regional, and local artists. On November 13th, they'll welcome two former TMBS guests, Zoe and Cloyd and Laurel and Dossett. And coming up on October 29th, another TMBS alum, Chance McCoy, will have a solo show at the Reeves. Join us at the new Reeves Downtown School of Music on October 29th before the Chance McCoy show. They're going to have their fall fundraiser. Chance McCoy and Martha will perform, as will a who's who of old-time musicians and others from the area. It's the new Reeves Downtown School of Music in the old Foothills Arts Council building. It's quality music instruction for all ages, featuring group individual lessons, workshops, and more. Coming in the spring of 2022. Now let's get back with Megg Farrell and Martha Bassett.
Hi, Megg. Hey, how you doing? Good. So we're going to do a song called Whiskey Drinkin' Blues. Is that right? Mm-hmm. All right. Did you write this one?
I did. I would say it's a breakup song to whiskey. I only drink tequila now.
Each night I tell myself that I can quit you, 'cause you hurt me worse than any others do. Then the thought of our last meal comes a-calling, and I'm right back at the bar stool next to you. And I came here looking for a friend, but you broke my heart and treated me unkind. And I came here hoping that my sorrow would end. By the final call was all that I could find. And I never needed no one, I never needed you, but you keep me crawling right back home, and it makes me feel good too. Well, tonight I needed you more than I wanted. Your tender call, it brought me to my knees. No matter wine or water could ever soothe me. Well, you burned my tongue and you made a fool of me. Now I'm here looking for a friend. Well, the times we had, they used to leave me smiling. And I came here hoping that my sorrow would end. But tonight you caused me pain, left me crying. And I never needed no one, and I never needed you, but you keep me crawling right back home, and it makes me feel good too. So leave the night light, well, don't come back tomorrow, 'cause I only ever needed you tonight. whiskey drinking blues. 'Cause I'm sick and tired of these whiskey drinking blues.
Megg Farrell.
I'm going to do a newer song for you now. I'm trying to push myself to do more, to just be more honest and, like I said, do my original music, which is, having been doing jazz for so many years, it's been easy to hide behind other people's words and the stage name, but I'm trying to figure out what I actually want to say and who I actually am via writing and being honest. And I tried to, I worked on this new song. I never write about my real true feelings. Often I usually hide behind metaphor because I'm scared of being melodramatic. I don't know, I think when I was in high school I hated emo music or something, and I was like, I hate all that whiny stuff. And I never wanted to make people sad, I want to make people happy. But I'm not always happy, no one's ever always happy. But I always struggle to figure out how do you write about, truth and sadness and all these things without being melodramatic and all that kind of stuff. And I tried, in this song, I wanted to write about my truth, which is that I'm not happy all the time. I'm generally a happy person, but I'm not happy all the time, and sometimes I get sad, like every other human being in the world. And so I realized that the only way to write about it honestly was to write about it and the beauty of it, if that makes sense. So to me, this is in the way that last song was a breakup song to whiskey, this is a love song to sadness. Let me tune my guitar, actually. I'm also new to electric guitars and 6-string guitars, as you can see. I play 4-string. Been slowly graduating out of ukulele for 10 years. Okay, let's do this. I'm sorry, it just doesn't sound right. It's always the B string. There we go. Got an hour to kill and nothing quite real. Keep me satisfied. Trying hard not to feel, trying to make my next meal. Keep my hands untied. Got an hour to burn and my feet, they yearn. Take me far. Trying hard not to drink, but the only place to think is a bar. It's raining outside and there's holes in the bottom of my shoes. That leather's just one more thing that I cannot afford to lose. Ain't nothing worth telling, but I'm yelling out all just the same. That sadness creeps in through the holes just like this old rain. Well, where have you been? I was lonely without you tonight. You're my only friend, and without you, things just don't feel right. My heart
someone I can rely on. My heartache, well, he'll be here after all you're gone. Sit down at the bar, no, I ain't going far. Music in the air. There's a man on the stage singing about Memphis and how he got there. Takes me back to a time when I first heard it, traveling through that sleepy town. Was the first time of many that a good man went and let me down. I got no story to tell, I'm just lonely and passing you by. And I can't find the words to tell you why I got no good reason to cry. But I found beauty and sadness and light at the end of the day. So I thank you for your time, and me and my heartaches will be on our way. Well, where have you been? I was lonely without you tonight. You're my only friend, and without you, things just don't feel right. And my heartache, he'll be here all night long. My heartache, he's a writer of all my favorite songs. My heartache, he won't cheat or lie. And lucky for me, my heartache won't ever say goodbye.
Thanks, Meg. That was beautiful.
All right, the next one we're going to do is Mama Said. This one is, it started out as a fictional story about like a woman in love with an alcoholic, and then rewrite after rewrite, it just turned into a song about my family. Which is not what I mean, but it comes from, you know, I'm an Irish family, and we all know what that means when it comes to the Irish in New York in the 60s, and whiskey, which is the theme we're going with now. But one thing I find beautiful about my mother is that, having grown up in such an Irish family and surrounded by a lot of people who drank a lot, she never did, and she fought that, and she was a very driven woman, and she is very strong about that, and she really made me and fought me and my brother, made sure, and kept us away from it, even though she always says, "You're Irish, it's in your blood. We can't handle alcohol. Everyone thinks we're good drinkers, but it's actually the complete opposite. We're the worst drinkers. We don't know how to handle it." And it's true. And so she kept me from it. And she, the one line that I never met my grandmother from Ireland, but she apparently, when my mom would get whiny about stuff, she would say, "It's a good life if you don't weaken." And I love that, and I think it's so powerful and profound, and it's true. If you know, it's a great life if you don't weaken. And that's what this song comes from, the strength of my own mother and the strength of the people in my life that I love, who keep me from falling too deep. My mama said
stay close to God. Tell him what you want and eat your daily bread. My mama said, don't let the boys downtown push you around, get in your head. I go to bed at closing time with a thought in mind of all the things she said. I close my eyes when day is done. I know I'm not the one to change your mind. Oh, but I need you to comfort me when I sleep at night. I need you, trust in me, I won't fall deep tonight. Trust what Mama said. If alcohol don't kill you, then money will. So I'm waiting for my next dollar, my last meal. Mama's sister died in her sleep. Ooh, but Mom, your golden daughter is 6 feet deep. Oh, 'cause I got you to comfort me when I sleep at night. I got you to rescue me when I fall deep inside. That's what Mama said. It's a good life if you don't weaken in them good words that you've been speaking. Mama told me love is all she knows, and I hope I got your hand before she goes. Oh, 'cause I need you to comfort me when I sleep at night. I need you to rescue me when I fall deep inside. That's what Mama said.
Please put your hands together for Megg Farrell and Chris Gelb. I want to invite the New Macedon Rangers. Oh, sorry. Before I do that, I want you guys to say a little prayer for these guys because they're traveling all the way up to New York tonight with a cat. Yeah. He's back in the green room. He's really cute. We thought about bringing him out. He's very loud. He meows a lot.
Yeah, he's very loud and terrified of everything. So if I brought him out, he'd be like, "Ah!" So it would have been pretty gnarly for everyone. But yeah, we have tomorrow. I'm doing a concert at I just put out a jazz record in June with this record label I'm working with up there, Turtle Bay, with the Sweet Megg stuff that I do. I've got a couple in the back if you want. It's called I'm in Love Again. And we're performing tomorrow night in Brooklyn. But Martha invited me. Chris was here with what was the band that you were here with? Oh, you were Justin, right? Mm-hmm. And he told me about this, and she was like, offered the 21st, and I was like, well, I mean, it's definitely tight, but that seems really cool, so let's just do it.
We're so glad you decided to join us.
I am too. It's so fun to play here, and I love North Carolina, I really do. There's keep getting surprised by more wonderful small little towns with really cool theaters and wonderful communities. There's just so much. I knew I already loved this state, but I feel like I keep finding more reasons to love this state more. So
Please come back and visit.
absolutely. The next one here is called Northern Bound. I wrote it. I went down to a farm during the quarantine in Tennessee, because New York was melting. It was insane for the first couple months living in New York during quarantine, and I spent about 3 months on this horse farm in Tennessee, and I did not want to go back to New York, but I felt like I also needed to because the city was opening again, and it's my home, and it's where I was born, and I felt like I needed to be there for the city or something, and I was torn between the two, and I wrote this song that day. Tennessee ended up winning, and I'm down in Nashville now.
I'm leaving town tomorrow, gonna get me on my way. Summer sun is fading and soon she'll say good day, northern bound. I'm northern bound. I hate to see me go and I hate to say goodbye, but I cannot say no longer, says the big man in the sky, northern bound. I'm northern bound. That southern wind always seems to be calling me, but I gotta get back home to where my mama may be. Big wide open spaces, riding horses, smiling faces, but I know I'm bound to be northern bound. That city life is weary, please don't let it bring me down. My mind is thinking clearly, gotta get back into town, northern bound. I'm northern bound. The city folk are cold, but I know their blood runs hot. You can feel it in the way they simmer in that melting pot, northern. Northern bound. I'd like to live out in the country and never hear a sound, but I gotta get back to where all the change is going round, northern bound. I'm northern bound. There's a wind that's blown through those dirty city blocks, let it cool my skin and take me to a place that I am not northern bound. I'm northern bound. That southern wind always seems to be calling me, but I gotta get back home to where my mama may be. Big wide open spaces, loving you and smiling faces, but I know I'm bound to be. Say goodbye to Tennessee. Oh, big city calling me. Northern bound. Oh, northern bound.
Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. We've got one more song for you. And I want to thank all of these musicians. I want to invite back out the New Macedon Rangers to join us. Ben Singer, please come and join us. This is Sarah Howell Miller on the keyboards back here and background vocals. Russell Kelly on the electric guitar. Deshaun Hickman on the pedal steel. Pat Lawrence on the upright bass. our wonderful guests, Megg Farrell and Chris Gelb, Andrew Small and Ashlee Watkins, and Ben Singer. And the whole Reeves staff for inviting us into their home and allowing us to make it our home. We are so grateful to them for just being our home these last 4 years. We're so grateful to you for being here for us, whether it be by live stream or when the doors are open, coming and showing up. It just means everything to us, and I hope we'll see all of your shiny faces next season. And you're welcome to sing along with this last song. I bet you'll know at least some of the words.
I was waltzing with my darling to the Tennessee waltz when an old friend I happened to see. I introduced her to my lover while they were dancing. My friend stole my sweetheart from me. I remember the night and the Tennessee waltz. Now I know just how much I have lost. I lost my little lover the night they were playing that beautiful Tennessee waltz.
Thank you all for tuning in and to our beautiful live audience. Let's hear it for Megg Farrell, the New Macedon Rangers, and Ben Singer and Modern Robot. Make some noise. The band tonight was the amazing Chris Gelb on drums, Russell Kelly, Sean Hickman, Sarah Howell Miller, and me, Pat Lawrence. We're led by our fearless leader, Martha Bassett, our interstitial official music tonight was composed by Russell Kelly. A big thanks to the Reeves Theater staff and the beautiful town of Elkin, North Carolina. Jeff Irving and Doug Williams of Electromagnetic Recorder Sound, they handled the sound. Eric DeLager and Nick Bassett provided our video. Sam Schumacher managed the house, and that's a wrap for season 4. We can't wait to see you starting next season in February. The Martha Bassett Show, it's good music for good people. Everybody sing along.
That beautiful than the sea. Whoa.
Drive safe. We'll see you next season. Thanks a lot.